We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this.
And what this is Herr's Carolina Reaper flavored scorching hot cheese puffs. Herr's. Alright, so I have done the Inferno Candy Company's, all their Hell Puffs, except for the challenge version, which I don't actually have plans to do. Not because of how hot they are, but because of they're not inexpensive to get. And I have some concerns about the flavor. But before that, there was this, which was supposedly one of the hottest snacks out there, as legend had it. And I don't know if these are still produced or not, but tracked down the bag, and so when it comes to heat, it is off the chart. Which, you get the hyperbole, but that actually doesn't make sense. It would be the top of the chart, and I think you would make the chart based around it at that point. Otherwise, I mean, what are you comparing it to? Jalapenos and stuff like that? I get the hyperbole, just some of that thing, some of those, when you take them literally and seriously, it just, they kind of fold a little bit. So the Carolina Reaper is currently the hottest pepper around, according to Guinness. There are a few out there that supposedly will be eclipsing that in the near future. Boasting over 1.5 million Scoville heat units, this mighty pepper sets the standard for hot, which was probably true when they came up with this. So they accepted the flavor challenge by combining the heat of the pepper with the savory goodness of cheese curls to bring in the hottest snack item we've ever made. And I guarantee that you hotheads will not be disappointed. The rest of you, well, you've been warned from Herr of Herr's fine snack food. I actually had to go searching for these. I've never seen these in any store ever. So, and maybe it's like an East Coast thing. Where are those guys out of? Yeah, Pennsylvania. So, we can see here we have the Carolina Reaper chili powder, and that is the main source, and it is way at the bottom. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not expecting these to be too much of a punch, but we'll find out. And indeed, they look like Cheetos. Look at them, they look like regular Cheetos. And we get one close up, we can see there's little flecks. Let's see if we can find a better one. I mean, you can see just little tiny, well, I hope that's coming through. You can see there's little tiny flecks of spice in there. Very, very minuscule. So, I don't know. Definitely, you can see them. They were clearly visible a lot more on the Infernos, but well, let's give them a shot. Oh, there's a smokiness to these. Oh, how did I miss that? Where is that? Oh. Natural smoke flavor. There it is. It's part of the seasoning blend that includes the Reapers. So, oh man, those are really good. Wow. Wow. They're just so good. Wow. So this brings a couple obvious questions up for me. Let's just pour a solid amount here. So here's the thing. There is just a touch of heat to these. I would put it at probably a 1. It's past the default 1, but it's not really hotter than a 1 in my view. Flavor wise though, these things are terrific. Now the questions I have are, after I eat this pile, will I get a heat build? So what I've seen from Reapers is that they have a flash heat. They're really, really intense heat for a given period of time, and then it drops off. With the, and they also have sort of it reminds me a little bit of Tabasco, where it's got a little bit of inherent sweetness to it, which fortunately is not showing up at all in here. So I'm kind of wondering if the Reaper of this is just hype. I'm not getting a lot of what I would say is Reaper flavor. But there is definitely, I mean, these are, well, honestly, these are not as hot as the Infernos. I'll answer that. I'm going to see if I get a charge out of these. In fact, while I've been telling you what I'm going to do, I've already had the heat level probably cut in half. Just me talking to you. So again, very, very typical Reaper pattern as far as how they've reacted to me. The other thing that I noticed with them is I get a burn, an esophageal bit of warmth. And that has not happened yet. The second question is, are these the best cheese puffs I've ever had? That is the second question, and I will say quite possibly these things are just delicious. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bang through this pile. I'm gonna see if we get any additional heat out of these things, and if it moves past a 1 for me, and then I'll have a pretty good feel for whether or not I think they're the best cheese puffs that I've ever had. They are in the running, I will say that. They're just a touch on the messy side, but my hands aren't all yellow. I would say it's still a solid 1. There's not as much coating on. These were very, very dry. It was making it a little bit hard to get through them towards the end. But flavor-wise, they are spectacular. I'm getting a very solid 1 right now. And I just don't, I mean, I ate a pile of them. I don't think that if I ate the rest of the bag, I'm not sure I could actually eat that much, to be honest with you, but I am starting to get a little bit of the Reaper flavoring. These are just delicious. I love these. For years, since I was a kid, cheese puffs, Cheeto, any cheese puff actually, didn't even have to be Cheetos. That was my favorite snack forever when I was a kid. When I got older, I actually like them a little bit stale, but I like the Cheetos, the Planters store brand. I didn't care. And I've eaten a lot of these over the years. This is by far the best version as far as flavor. It's not, that addition of smoke in there is just beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And flavor-wise, I would put these at the very top. Very, very top. Now, in terms of heat, the Infernos were unquestionably hotter. Probably double or triple what these are. These are hot compared to like the Goofy Red Hot ones or the jalapeno ones. They're not on the level of the Infernos, though. They're not that kind of heat. So I think these are, for non-chili heads, I think this might be potentially a bit on the, like they would find it, I think, much, much hotter than normal. For some people, probably past the level of enjoyment, but I think, you know, a 1 for me is probably something that most people are going to be able to tolerate fairly well. I don't know that chili heads would find this satisfying from a heat level. In fact, I kind of doubt they would. But I think they would find it probably pretty satisfying on a flavor level. I mean, I know I certainly do. These are just... The thing I like about them also is they're not so coated that I'm breathing this in. Which happened a little bit with the Inferno candies. And that actually was kind of irritating because inhaling any of the super hot peppers is really unpleasant. And I'm glad that this didn't have that. But these are delicious. Absolutely delicious. Definitely one of the better snacks. This is possibly the best thing I've had with Reaper in it, in fact. And again, like I said, for 2021, I'm really trying to get a lot more focus on the Reapers because I've neglected them for so long. And this definitely goes a long way towards kind of showing, I think, what the Reaper can be. It is just, it's beautiful. The cheese blend is outstanding. They're not super greasy and heavy. I love these. These were awesome. So, you get my unreserved recommendation to, if you can find these Reaper Puffs anywhere still, get them for the flavor. Scorching hot, not for me. Like I said, they're a 1. And a snack probably once you get to 2 and higher in the snack level, for me is really, I think, where people start to get alarmed and don't want to continue. With sauces, it's probably about a 3 for me. And everything under a 3 is, you know, probably more of a safe zone. With this one, where it's just a very solid one, most of the heat is gone right now. Just as I've been chit-chatting about how much I love these. So, that'll give you an idea. It definitely will show you the curve of the Reapers very well if you're not familiar. I think I'm probably the exception. I think most chili heads are more familiar with Reapers than I am. But again, I'm getting into it, and hopefully it's not a case where I get into it right as it gets replaced by the next hottest pepper or whatever. But so far, it's been a lot of fun, and these are just so enjoyable. And honestly, I would not have had these if not for this video series. So I'm really glad I decided to do this. And shout out to Roger again for providing the kick in the pants I needed to actually start doing this, I guess. So in closing, awesome chips. The Herr Carolina Reaper flavored cheese curls. Go check out Burn Your Tongue and Roger Damps on Facebook as well.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.